Hello and welcome back to Super Good Photoshop Tutorials. Today we're going to be working on taking a subject or person out of one photo and placing them onto a new photo. So let's copy the background as we did in the first video. And we're going to use the Lasso tool, specifically the polygonal Lasso tool. Around this area here that I'm working on, we're just going to click to start it, and just every time you come to a point where you think you should make an anchor, just click again. And it'll select anything inside the whole lasso. Like if I was going to choose some of his ear in the tree, would do that. We're not going to do that this time though, so we're going to use the magnetic lasso tool. Actually the regular lasso tool. And just draw around the person. Give them a little bit of room so that you can, do whatever you need to do. And here we go, right around the legs. Try not to get anything that you know you're not going to use, like the other person on his left or his right. So it looks like a good selection there. We're going to press Command C to copy, Control C on a Mac or on a Windows, and Command V / Control V to paste. And let's bring them. Whoop, not that. We're gonna make them a little bit bigger by holding Shift and dragging the corner box there. Make it look like he's walking up the beach. And yep, there we go. And it looks pretty good. As you can see, the polygonal lasso tool actually took away some of the background for me already, so we're one step ahead. Perfect. Looks great so far. Maybe we can make them even bigger. Doesn't matter. You just, whatever looks right to you. And now this is a very natural scene. We're gonna make it look even more natural though. So we're gonna make a mask. Just like I said in the last video, always work with masks. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to grab the lasso tool. And while you're selected, while the lasso tool is selected, make another mask and then throw it right in the trash. We do this because it's always good to be sharp on your skills, all the different tools that you're going to need, like throwing away a mask. And now we're back with one mask, and we're going to use the brush tool. And we're gonna brush black over the mask. Make sure the mask is selected too. Otherwise, you're gonna draw black all over this guy's body. So yeah, we're gonna just brush in here what we don't want. And as you can see, I'm at 100% opacity, 100% flow. There's no reason to do otherwise. And just work our way down around the arm here. That little bit of green is gone. That's pretty good. You don't have to get too close. And right down to the edge here. Very good. Now next side. Gonna go very slowly down the side here so that you don't make any mistakes. Because with a mask, as you all know, that you can't get what you destroy back. It's a very risky thing to do, but for some reason people like to do it, so I've taken it upon myself to learn how to use them too. Yes, so just be very careful not to go over his body because you can't get that back. That's like erasing it forever. It's like getting a negative tattoo, taking away your body. Can't get that back. And like I said, just doesn't have to be too close. Right around the top here. And we're not gonna even bother with the rest of that there. No, don't worry about them. And let's zoom up in here a little bit, see what we're working with. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and remove that green. Very, very carefully so as to not to remove his elbow there, and make your brush very tiny and just go in here and get all that green away. And a shortcut that you might want to know is to use the bracket keys to adjust your brush size. But that's only if you're in a rush. I always like to go up to the top and drag it. Sometimes I even type in the size of the brush that I want to use. And we'll get rid of all this here. Pretty good, pretty good. Let's see. I think that looks pretty much where we're going to want it. Excuse me, want it. And double check again. Look around a bit. Okay, and as you can see, the polygonal lasso tool kind of took away some of his hat, so we're going to use the clone stamp tool to bring it back. And to do that, you select what you want to sample by holding down Alt. Oh, and I need to I think it's not doing it for some reason. Try his eye. No, doesn't want to go. Alright, so we can, oh, I know why. We selected the mask. Make sure you're selecting the actual layer. And to use the lasso or the clone stamp tool, all you need to do is press Alt on an area that you think will work and just brush away. 100% opacity, 100% flow. We never really change that too much. And we're looking good here. The good thing about the clone stamp tool is you can always go and change it. Always go over what you've done already. And this is another reason not to work in layer masks, because as I said before, you can't get your changes back. And that looks pretty good. So the next thing that we're going to do is add some text. And this is going to kind of act like a postcard of sorts. Because this is my friend Kenny, and he likes to go on beach vacations by himself. And there's no better way to say hello to your relatives while you're out on vacation than with a postcard. And there's no better postcard than a custom postcard. So we're gonna go with a nice fancy bold italic font here, and type something like "Here I am," just to let his family and friends know that he is there at the beautiful beach. And you might have to do this for yourself a lot, because when you're on vacation alone, you really can't take many pictures of yourself. So taking photos from Facebook and things like that and putting them into your photos of the beach is a very viable alternative. So it's always good to resize the text just so that you get it exactly where you want it to be. And I'm going to move it a little bit here. And that looks pretty good. Now, for the text, you can also add gradient. And another reason to put text into your photos is it shows that you're good at graphic design, some of the skills that come with being a graphic designer. So it's great for your portfolio, too. So the next thing we're going to do is make another copy of the background, and we're going to try to clone some of that wet sand there, because that's just disgusting. And we're going to sample again from a spot that doesn't have any disgusting wet sand, and just go right over it. 100% opacity and flow. Never mind. Let's make that brush a little smaller using the bracket keys again, and go right along. Right there is probably a good spot. And I'm going to leave a link to these photos in the description so that you at home can practice this. And please feel free to share these photos with me, and I can give you critiques on how you're doing. 121, 224, 16, 8.77912. And here we go, taking away some of that disgusting wet sand. Make it look like a nice, pristine, pure beach. Getting emails left and right. Thanks for submitting, Jonah. And nothing says I'm having a bad time on vacation like clouds in your photos.